Alright, hello and welcome to How to Cope with Boredom and Loneliness, a guide for the isolated. Now, I just saw this, and I'm a little late, as I am for pretty much every game I've been playing. I try to do, like, the new ones and all that, but, like, new free-to-play and all that, so, yeah. Anyways, let's just get into this. Going in blind, we'll learn about it as we go. Like a freestyle on this. You are Nigel Wimble, hard-hitting. Have to move this for a sec. You do diamond. Okay, all right. You're an award-winning series. How to Cope with Boredom and Loneliness. The guide for the isolated. Ooh. Just vibe into this. Oh. What did I press? Oh. 40-year-old man who's been in his bedroom for over 30 years. Enough time to talk about 3 topics. Carefully choose 3 items from Harold's room. Oh, I have to pick. Oh, I have to move this for a second. Every item tells a story, but not every story is relevant to Nigel's show. From something, watch the documentary unfold. By a focus group at the end. Good luck. Okay, let's pick. Can I pick Margaret? Well, you gotta pick Margaret. That's one of them.
Harold's only view to the larger world is through this telescope.
You gotta pick that then.
Breaks your heart, hopefully.
Maud from 94 is rather slender.
Harold's mother, Margaret. How long will she punish him for?
Oh, I wish you'd stop staring at me, Mr. Wimble. Harold doesn't need a father.
Harold Fletcher.
A curious man in a curious man. How you mean? I could have done that.
Is this going to take long? Mother says visitation is only 15 minutes today, even though you're the first visitor I've ever had.
Damn. Let's see. Well, I think I'll select the telescope. That's the whole. And what about this rabbit?
This oversized cuddly toy looks like it's grown old with Harold. I bet a story about these two growing up could pull at the heartstrings. Wait, what are those stains?
Kevin's been rather good to me over the years.
Let's select that. Right. How to Cope with Boredom and Loneliness. A guide for the isolated. I think I'm pretty much just speedrunning this. I could have probably just selected all those and all that.
Tonight at 9 on PBTV, we have the final part of Nigel Wimble's hard-hitting docuseries, How to Cope with Boredom and Loneliness. A guide for the isolated. In tonight's episode, Nigel looks at a special case where a man has been grounded to his bedroom for over 33 years. Hello, I'm Nigel Wimble.
Well, Harold's always been a naughty boy. He's been quite out of hand, you know. I've only got one nice picture of him, and even in that he's pissing on the cat. In the end, I sent him to his bedroom, and the bad behaviour seemed to stop, so I've kept him up there permanently.
I had a look around Harold's room to discover what he uses to cope with the boredom and loneliness from 33 years of isolation.
This man's voice is hilarious.
Harold's mother has always played prison warden, from room to room. Margaret, do you worry about the harm this isolation may be causing Harold?
Oh, bolt this on himself. What about me? I've been isolated too. I haven't had sex since Harold's father died. No one would ever want to be stepfather to that little bastard. You should be making this documentary about me. I'm the one being punished. I'm so lonely, Mr. Wimble.
With an eye in the sky, you can sometimes forget where your feet are. But Harold, he never forgets where his feet are, but still has sights on the stars.
This old telescope has got me through many an afternoon. Sometimes I pretend I'm a World War II sniper and people at the bus stop are advancing Germans. They wouldn't stand a chance if it was a sniper rifle, let me tell you. They could try taking cover, but I'm pretty sure the bullets would penetrate the bus shelter. It would be an absolute bloodbath.
What the?
Harold and his cohabiter, an overstuffed rabbit, have been through hell together, but at least had each other to ease the loneliness.
Yes, Kevin is a dear friend. We've become rather close over these past few years and perhaps more than just friends at this stage.
What do you mean by that?
Well, Kevin has needs and I have needs.
I'm forever sewing that towel back on.
We saw this kind of thing go on in our prison episode, so I'm not entirely surprised to see it happen in here too. Whether this arrangement is mutual, we will never know. As Kevin has decided to remain quiet during the making of this documentary. My time with Harold has come to an end. I hope one day he will find freedom and live a full life. Until then, he will continue to look for ways to cope with boredom and loneliness. I'm Nigel Wimble. Good night. Join us next week as Nigel investigates video games. Is it more than just bang bang your mum's a fag? 9 p.m. Wednesday night.
What?
TV.
What? Margaret's on cucumber. Tilly's a swimming major. Let's go back in there. Let's reshoot this. I didn't think that was gonna be so short. I thought it was actually gonna take like 15 minutes for some reason, but no, that was B poster.
Boris the KGB movie came out in the 80s. Was this the last movie Harold went out to see?
Boris is actually ex-KGB. He fights for us now. It shows people can change, Mother. This is why I don't allow Harold to watch movies anymore. Rotting his mind with Soviet propaganda.
Oh god. Ooh.
A 42-year-old man still sleeping in a plastic race car bed? How pathetic. And it's just what I'm looking for.
Oh, Harold
God.
loves cars and sleeping. It only made sense to combine his passions.
What was he? And it's just what I'm looking for.
I couldn't help but notice a novelty crab clock. Sometimes to combat loneliness, the isolated will attribute personality to inanimate objects.
Oh, what is that?
Like in
What
that
is the
Tom Hanks
volleyball's name?
Oh, Harold loves that clock. We sometimes use it to time the intervals between Harold being naughty. For every 5 minutes he's good, I don't smack him round the head.
I noticed a mural on Harold's wall.
I noticed
Two fish swimming away from each other. Did Harold paint this as a metaphor for the relationship with his mother?
That was the first and last time Harold scribbled on his wall.
It looks pretty good. Let's do that one. Alright, the clock is pretty... Seems like it's...
An old toy truck, made by Harold's father, perhaps. Maybe I can trigger a painful memory.
Oh, Harold never plays with that, after everything his father did for him.
Yeah, let's do that one. Alright. Alright, let's see how this one goes. God, I feel like I'm watching a show.
His name's Harold Fletcher, and he spent the last 30 years grounded to his bedroom. In tonight's final part of How to Cope with Boredom and Loneliness, a guide for the isolated, we've saved the worst for last. And by worst, I mean award-winning. Hello, I'm Nigel Wimble.
I can't even remember why I grounded him now. It wasn't for any one thing in particular. More just a
bubbling pot of bad behaviour that's needed to put a lid on, so to speak.
You can replace the word lid with Harold's bedroom door to understand Harold's mother's analogy. I was desperate to discover how Harold had been coping with the boredom and loneliness from 30 years of isolation. Harold still sleeps in the plastic race car bed he slept in as a child. You can imagine Harold dreaming about driving away from this isolated, childlike reality.
Well, I always had a passion for race cars as a child, but I suppose that passion has since left me, unlike the bed. Though I can't complain, the springs merely provide moderate pain and my feet dangle no more than 7 to 10 inches from the end of the mattress. Like Mother always says, as long as your head is above water, you can technically sleep anywhere.
I don't know much about art, but I know all the greats had one thing in common: absent or awful mothers. Could Harold be a trapped artist?
I created this piece when I was about 9 years old. I had planned for an entire underwater scene, but only got as far as these fish before Mother burst through the door screaming. I was so startled, I stumbled and fell from the shelf, causing myself a serious back injury. The broken bones eventually healed on their own, but my breathing can be quite wheezy. I'm quite sure I needed medical attention, but Mother said only good boys are allowed to access the ambulance service.
And he's never drawn on the walls since.
Leonardo Picasso,
The
don't
poorly
rob
carved
for
toy
us?
truck
What?
serves as a reminder of an absent father. But sometimes life on the road means, Mummy, when's Daddy coming home?
Harold's father has been absent for most of his life, mostly owing to the fact that he's dead. He was involved in a massive collision, resulting in 52 deaths.
Father made me
That's
this
not
truck
funny. I
himself.
didn't mean to
He
laugh.
said he used to work on it while he was on long journeys. The police officer said he was whittling the last piece when his truck collided with the school bus.
My time with Harold has come to an end. I hope one day he will find freedom and live a full life. Until then, he will continue to look for ways to cope
That's
with boredom and loneliness.
not
I'm
funny.
Nigel Wimble. Good night.
Nigel
Join
Winburn.
us next week as Nigel investigates sandwiches.
It's a different
Do they
thing.
really taste better cut diagonally? I'll let the evidence decide. 9 p.m. Wednesday night on PBTV.
I can't. Oh gosh. I stopped my job from drinking along with and just smoking an entire carton of crayons. All right, let's do the last three. I think. So I think my first ones were really good selection. Fish tank. Bah.
Empty aquarium.
An empty
Fish, like Harold, are prisoners to their environment. Well, I can draw a great parallel to this.
Harold's father was never there, so I got him a fish.
Let's do that one. Let's do the clock. And I think this will be the last one. Guitar.
How long has Harold been playing guitar? What if I've discovered a virtuoso? It looks well used.
well used.
Mother says I sing like a dog, howling in agony.
Do you think you'll play a song for us?
Are you sure this is the saddest music you could find? Hello, I'm Nigel Wimble, award-winning winner. Tonight on PBTV, I'm here to meet a man named Harold Fletcher as part of my How to Cope with Boredom and Loneliness series. Harold has been grounded to his room for the past 30 years in an isolation case the likes we've never seen before. His mother Margaret, the warden to Harold's prison, has granted Harold a 15-minute visitation break to speak with us.
You won't mind a quick strip search for contraband, will ya?
We hope he can explain to us how he copes with the boredom and loneliness. from 30 years of isolation. You can lose hours to the peace and tranquility of a well-maintained aquarium. But like the fish, Harold is swimming in a sea of isolation.
I sometimes look at the fish tankers as if it is my bedroom and I am mother. But then I felt it wasn't fair to keep the fish isolated like me, so I set it free.
What did you do with the fish?
Well, I took it to school to release into the nearby brook. But by the time I had got there, it had dried out in my pocket.
And they just pan back. Dried fish.
The watchful clock is ever ticking. In a way, time has been his only companion.
I've always hated Crab Clock. He's always been there mocking me with his incessant ticking and tocking. Did you know he's ticked roughly 1,060,680,001, 2, 3 times since my incarceration? I didn't bother counting the tocks.
Music can take you to places only your ears can see.
Only
The guitar is Harold's vessel to unseen worlds, and he is the captain.
If Mother allows it, I will play you a new piece I've been working on, entitled Plastic Race Car Bed.
Come on. Yes. I knew it.
Here we are, sitting in my car, my little plastic car, yes, here we are. Oh my car, my little plastic car, take me to the road and I sing this song. Old hot tar, not in my car, these tires are made for asphalt roads.
Yeah, that was good.
My time with Harold has come to an end. I hope one day he will find freedom and live a full life. Until then, he will continue to look for ways to cope with boredom and loneliness. I'm Nigel Wimble.
Nigel
Good
Wimble.
night.
Good night.
Join us next week as Nigel investigates cows and why so many stomachs. 9 p.m. Wednesday night on PPTV.
PPTV. God, Nigel, you dirty dog. Yes! Yes. Alright, the 10 out of 10s would be the rabbit, his mom, I think, and then the guitar. But that was pretty good. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.
Here we are, sitting in my car, my little plastic car, yes, here we are. Oh my car, my little plastic car, take me to the road and I sing this song. Old hot tar, not in my car, these tires are made for asphalt roads.